Good afternoon, everyone. I am Navya Shribat. I have done my internship on Red Hat Enterprise Linux in KGTTI. Actually, that was an offline internship of a 1 month period, and now I am under the guidance of Veena ma'am. So, coming to the abstract. Red Hat Certified System Administrator is a course which is provided by Karnataka German Technical Training Institute, and the Linux system administrator is responsible for installing the server of the system and updating the configuration, operating and maintaining the hardware and software of the system. And they have to manage failure in the system, troubleshoot and maintain the servers and the user account security and etc. And they also responsible for managing the disk space as well as the backup. And the system administrator is responsible for changing the contents of the file or its attributes like ownership or permissions, and can delete any file even if it is write protected. So that's about the abstract. And coming to the introduction, in this internship, what I learned is understand and use essential tools, create simple shell scripts, and configure the local storage, manage basic networking, and manage users and groups and all. And then coming to the organization overview, KGTTI, that is Karnataka German Technical Training Institute, Bangalore, was established in 2011 by Karnataka German Multi-Skill Development Center Society. I really want to mention our external guide, Mr. Hemant Kumar. He is a resourceful, determined and dedicated trainer. He guided us in the best way. So I have done my internship in KGTTI. Then this slide is about installation of operating system. So the Red Hat has released RHEL 8.0 on 2019. So first we have to download that RHEL 8 from its official website. I have downloaded that RHEL 8 and imported into VirtualBox machine. After that downloading, we will get this type of page, and in this step we will decide the installation destination. Along with that, we can also configure time zones, network and host name and installation destination and all. And to configure IP address and host name, we have network and host name option here. And for disk partition, we have to click on this installation destination. So in this installation destination, there will be an option like storage configuration, and there we have two options, that is automatic or custom. If you don't want to create a manual partition, then we have to select the automatic option. After all this setup, we have to click on this begin installation button. This is all about the installation of the operating system. And then we have managing the users and groups. Actually, this after that installation, it will display this page only. So here we can see root password and user creation. Using this user creation, we can create the user. Actually, we also have one more option, that is using user add command in terminal. This is also the one more way to create the users. Then, so this slide is about the shell scripting. Shell scripting is nothing but the set of commands or a block of commands. We can write that commands in a file, and those files are called as shell script. And next is disk partitioning. So in this disk partitioning means dividing a disk into one or more logical areas. So we will use fdisk command to view, create, resize, and delete or move the partition. And on a disk, we can have a minimum of, maximum of 4 partitions. So here we can see two types of partitions are there. One is primary partition, and another one is extended partition. Among the 4 partition, possible combinations are all 4 primary partitions, or one is extended, and 3 primary partitions are possible. And this in this extended partition, we can subdivide that into logical partitions, and then in this we cannot divide the primary partition, but we can divide the extended partitions into logical partition. That's about the disk partition. So here we can see the steps in partitioning. So we have 3 steps in this partitioning. One is create the partition. After creating the partition, we have to format the partition, then mount the partition. So to create the partition, we will use fdisk command. Using fdisk command, we have to create the partition. Then after that, using mkfs command, we have to format that partition, and after that we will use mount tool to mount that partition. So here we can see this using this fdisk command, we are creating a new partition in the disk sdb. So to create a new partition, we have to type n here in the command prompt. And this slide is about the LVM architecture model. So logical volume manager. So here 3 major components are there. One is physical volume, and a volume group, and a logical volume. So physical volume is nothing but a hard disk. So and that collection of, or combinations of physical volume is known as volume group, and that volume group can be subdivided into logical volume. So doing all this as per the requirements, the space will be assigned. So that is the main benefit of the LVM. And then we have network configuration. For network configuration, we have 3 ways, using nmtui command, or using nmcli command, or using gnome. So using nmtui command, here we can see, so using this nmtui command, first we have to type that nmtui in the command prompt, and then we will get this page. So here we can see 3 options are there. One is edit a connection, then activate a connection, and set system host name. So if we want to add a new connection, then we have to click on the edit connection, and after clicking on that, we will get this page. So here we have to give all the details about the IP address, and gateway, and subnetting mask, and all we have to give here. So this is about the nmtui command, and then we can use nmcli command to command for the network configuration. So if we are using nmcli command, then we have to provide the entire details about that connection in the command line only. So here we can see this nmcli connection add type. So the connection type is Ethernet, and connection name I have given MyLab, and interface name is ENP0S3, and IPv4 address is I have given 192.168.122.1/24, that is a subnetting mask, and gateway address. So using this, this we can do the configuration of the network. And one more way is using genome. So here also we can set the IPv4 address, you're going to the setting option. There will be a network option, and there also we can set the network configuration. And before this conclusion, actually, I would like to share one more topic, that is reset the password. So how, without knowing the password, how to reset the password in Linux actually. Ma'am, if you're all okay with that, then I will execute and show, ma'am.